That's it off and racing in the opening. Goffs Aintree Punchestown sales 4-year-old maidens, and as they head away on their way towards their first of 14 fences, there's a few keen to be prominent early on. Dixie Cowboy is one of the first to show as they make their way on now towards fence number 1, being followed back in second by Oak Grove. As they go on towards the first, it's Dixie Cowboy from Oak Grove in second. They in turn are being followed over by Tommy's Law with Captain Boudet, and further back in behind these to find, as they go on in behind the trees, Magical Hill is next. As they make their way now on down the hill towards fence number 2, Dixie Cowboy shows the way from Oak Grove, and they in turn are being followed as they make their way on towards the next by Tommy's Law. Just in behind these then, as they come out over that one and make their way back through the gap, coming back into view to find Drumna Sue with in behind these the yellow colours of Mr. Dibbs. Behind Mr. Dibbs, as they continue to make their way on then, races the first of the Murphy runners in the orange jacket. That one is Johnny Berry's runner, Top Man Tom. Behind Top Man Tom then, as they continue to make their way out over that one, races Mr. Dibbs, and in behind these then is the green cap of Jazzy Jet. And in behind these then, as they make their way on around the bend to find Yellow Habibi, with towards the back as they continue to make their way on up the straight towards fence number 4 at this point, races Tiger Tobin, and behind Tiger Tobin races Willie Shake Hands. Going out over fence number 4 and continue to go up to past the post, and up front it is Dixie Cowboy under Tom Harney, who shows the way, being followed in second by Oak Grove, and they in turn are being tracked by Tommy's Law, with just in behind these as they continue to make their way down towards the back straight by, as they head on their way now, these are being followed by Jazzy Jet. And next up behind these, as they make their way on to go on through the gap once more, is Drumna Sue, with towards that one's inside races Magical Hill. Now they continue on their way towards their point of departure, and up front it is showing the way out front Dixie Cowboy, who shows the way, being followed out over by Oak Grove. They in turn are being followed as they make their way on by Captain Boudet, who in turn has been followed by towards the inside races Tommy's Law. Next up in behind these races Top Man Tom, and behind Top Man Tom as they come out over the next races Yellow Habibi with Magical Hill, who's been followed as they continue on their way to go along the back straight and make their way on down the hill by the orange jacket with the green cap of Jazzy Jet. Now they make their way on towards the fence that's in behind the trees, and they're in turn being followed by Tiger Tobin, with towards the back of the field at this point as they make their way on. The white cap then comes next, which is, as they continue on their way, Willie Shake Hands, and the overall back marker at this point just ahead of that one is Big Barry, and then the back marker continues to be Mr. Dibbs. Going on now towards the fence along the side before the turn into the home straight, and out front it is Dixie Cowboy, who's over safely, being followed back in second by Oak Grove. Tommy's Law is next with Captain Boudet, and they in turn are being followed by Yellow Habibi down the inside of Magical Hill, and as they make their way into the straight. Next up and behind these races Top Man Tom as they straighten on up with Drumna Sue towards the outside, and behind these then races Willie Shake Hands, with next up and behind Jazzy Jet, and towards the back of the field continues to be Tiger Tobin with Mr. Dibbs, and the overall back marker is Big Barry. Racing now to go out in their final circuit, and as they do so it is Dixie Cowboy who shows the way, being followed back in second as they make their way on around the bend by Tommy's Law. They in turn are being followed back in the field in fourth by Captain Boudet, tracked down the hill as they continue on the downhill run by Magical Hill, who's in company with the two Murphy runners Jazzy Jet and Top Man Tom. Just in behind these then, as they continue to make their way on down towards the bottom end of the course, races Tiger Tobin with Yellow Habibi, and in behind towards the outside races Willie Shake Hands. Big Barry is last but one, and Mr. Dibbs is the overall back marker. Rounding the bend at the bottom end of the track down, beginning to make their way down along the back for the final time, and the Goffs Aintree Punchestown sails 4yo Maiden, and out front it continues to be Dixie Cowboy, who shows the way, being followed in second by Oak Grove, and these are being followed by Jazzy Jeff with Tommy's Law. Jazzy Jeff was slow out over that one, and they in turn are being followed by Yellow Habibi with Captain Boudet. A few lengths of a break then to find Jazzy Jeff, who lost a few positions with that jumping error, in turn then being followed by Magical Hill, with in behind Magical Hill races Topman Tom, and they're in front over Mr. Dibbs and Big Barry as they go out over that one that's tailing off the back, and is in fact being pulled up before jumping that is Willie Shake Hands. So as they make their way now around the bend, that's going to and head back towards their second last fence, and out front it continues to be Oak Grove, who has the advantage now from back in second. Yellow Habibi, Tommy's Law towards the inside. They in turn are opening up a couple in front over Jazzy Jesh, who continues to stay on, being followed then by Captain Boudet and then Tiger Tobin from the back. But as they swing the bend now and race on towards their final fence and are opening 4yo Maiden, and out front it is Oak Grove who's got the advantage by a couple of lengths to back in second races Yellow Habibi. Tommy's Law's coming with a strong challenge over on the near side, but to the final fence they go. It is Oak Grove from Tommy's Law, back in third then is Yellow Habibi, but as they go inside the closing stages, Oak Grove from Tommy's Law, who's lunging late. Oak Grove is going to prevail. Oak Grove wins for Rob James, back in second Tommy's Law, followed in by Yellow Habibi. They in turn were followed in by Jazzy Jesh, who in turn was followed by Topman Tom, and in behind these then Tiger Tobin. They were followed in by, next up came Mr. Dibbs, and the final finisher will be Big Barry. The remainder were all pulled up coming off the straight.